The correction officer strike that ended on March 10th left an estimated 2,000 COs without a job after they were fired by the state.
Governor Kathy Hochul then doubled down on an existing civil service state law banning COs from future state employment. Then there was more fallout locally as local officials started to react on both sides of the political aisle. We're joined now by Town Supervisor in West Seneca, Gary Dickson. Gary, thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
A number of things have happened over the past week or so, namely this declaration by the governor sort of reinforcing this existing state law banning COs from future state employment. Then we started getting reaction from the county executive level, and this has been happening all across the state. County Executive Mark Poloncarz reiterated the governor's stance and said that no one should be able to be hired, those 2,000 COs, for any civil service job. That has since been put on pause. But in the interim, there's been a lot of reaction. You reacted to it in what way?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's vicious. I think it's vindictive. These poor corrections officers were driven to the brink by inhumane working conditions, conditions exacerbated by the state, which made it unsafe for them, unsafe for the other inmates. And their families were terrified that their loved ones wouldn't come home. So now that they've reacted probably logically to this being driven to the edge, they're being told, no, you could never work for the state again. And by the way, you can never work for any town ever. You can never work for any village. I mean, we can hire felons, who have served their time, but somehow we can't hire people who are already trained in law enforcement, people who are already reliable, people who are already into the state retirement system. So they lose all of that. Yep.
Are there any openings in the town of West Seneca if a CO is watching or somebody who's a family member, and are you willing to hire them soon? Well,
the only openings we have right now are for public safety dispatchers, which unfortunately would not be the same salary. But I would certainly be willing to give it a try. We would probably have to sue in order to do it. We do have to, the county does have to approve hires, but if it came to that, I think we would be happy to join with many counties that have decided to do the same thing.
Gary, you use a word like vindictive, and it is interesting because this is not just a theme, this is the reality. People are leaving New York State. We're seeing the population leave from New York State to other less tax states or states where it's a lot cheaper to live, certainly in the South or a lot of those places. So people are leaving. Not only is that a problem that the governor has to deal with and others, but there's also a tremendous shortage of corrections officers. So it seems like a directive at that time is the antithesis of what the state needs to retain people, retain workers, and to boost the correction officers across the state.
I absolutely agree with you. I mean, these are people who have stood up for themselves, stood up for their families at great personal cost. Some of them who've been fired were on, for example, family leave. They were on leave. They were authorized to be away, and they were told to come back. If you don't come back, we're going to fire you, and we're going to make sure you never work for any government in New York State again. It's unbelievable.
What type of reaction have you gotten since putting out that message on social media?
Many, dozens and dozens of comments, a couple of hundred likes, many shares. It's one of the, we're not doing it in order to get for social media exposure, but I mean, it clearly has hit a nerve among the public, and I think the vast majority of people in West Seneca, and I dare say in most of the county, are against this rule. And for some reason, our county executive decided to roll over, unlike many other counties which have decided to oppose it.
What we're going to do is switch gears, if we could now, and talk a little bit about development. Development is something we've been covering a lot of recent. There's a lot going on with the Seneca Mall, a lot that we don't know about, a lot that you can and cannot talk about. So we'll couch some of these questions knowing that there is a certain bar or certain, let's say, parameter with which you have to work. Tell us a little bit about some of the updates. Are we talking about a Costco? Are we talking about other name brand stores that people can expect in West Seneca?
Well, because the developer has asked us not to name any stores, I certainly think that's their right, and I honor that. I can say that it's going to be a well-known big box store, and there will be other well-known stores in it. This is not going to be, not to disparage the dollar stores, but this is not going to be that kind of development. It's going to be something more that you might find in Amherst or in Orchard Park.
This has sat vacant for a long time, Gary. How does it feel to actually see some movement on this huge tract of land for you guys?
It's fantastic. It's been over 30 years since it was torn down. Supervisors before me have worked their tails off trying to get it filled. I've been doing it since I took office in the beginning of 2020. That was one of my big campaign promises when I first ran. And I'm just very, very happy that we have movement, we have a sale, we've got people out there checking the environmental conditions. We have studies that are coming to the planning board on April 10th. And, you know, fingers crossed, this will move quickly.
All right, Supervisor, thank you. I believe 1990 is when that was torn down. So
wow.
Long time ago. Nice to see something going in there. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gary.